What's up, guys? We're watching Boy TV and we are back with another reaction. Today we'll be reacting to Uncle Albert / Admiral Halsey by Paul McCartney. This was suggested by a patron, so you know how to check it out. It's been quite a while since I reacted to Paul McCartney solo, so this should be a good one. If you are a returning viewer to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a ton. There are 100,000 of you guys that watch my videos and return to my videos, but over 85% of you guys are not subscribed. I know it can be easy to forget because my videos just pop up. I do the same thing sometimes. If this is your first time to the channel, I am new to the rock genre, exploring the mini classic rabbit holes, having a blast. If you want to join me on that journey, take a second to scroll down, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss a video when I post. It helps out the channel tremendously. And if you guys are interested in exclusive content or you want to ensure that I react to your suggestion, definitely consider checking out the Patreon. The link will be in the description. I have tons of reactions to classic songs that got blocked here from YouTube, songs that I know you guys would enjoy. That being said, let's get right into this video.
We're so sorry, Uncle Albert. We're so sorry if we caused you any pain. We're so sorry, Uncle Albert. But there's no one left at home, and I believe I'm gonna rain. So sorry, but we haven't heard a thing all day. We're so sorry, Uncle Albert. But if anything should happen, we'll be sure to give a ring. Admiral Halsey notified me he had to have a bath or he couldn't get to sea. I had another look and I had a cup of tea and a butter pie. Butter pie? The butter wouldn't melt, so I put it in the pie. All right.
Hands across the water, water. Hands across the sky. Hands across the water, water. Hands across the sky. Little bee gypsy, get around, get your feet up off the ground. Little get around.
unique song by Paul McCartney. A lot of interesting things going on here. The instrumentation on this song was fantastic, and this song felt like very theatrical. Also, there's like a lot of artistry going on. The purpose isn't like overt, but it definitely felt like it had some meaning. Love the guitars on this song, love the bass line. I mean, this song felt like a controlled chaos in a way. Just the beat switches, the rises and the falls, but there was definitely like a pattern to it. Love the drums in there and the violins. This song definitely had a great vibe, and it was like an experience to listen to. Like you're hearing him do certain noises himself, like the ringing of the phone. There's some like storytelling in there, but like you were really tuned in because you were just excited to hear what would come next. I loved his vocals on this one. I like the way he attacked those high notes in the beginning, and also the harmonies were fantastic on this song. I don't know if it was his voice just layered, which I think it was, but either way they sounded fantastic. This was definitely a fun song to experience, and apparently he played all or most of the instruments on this song as well, so that's super impressive. I'd say this is one of his masterpieces. Now let's get into the lyrics on this song. He said, "We're so sorry, Uncle Albert. We're so sorry if we caused you any pain. We're so sorry, Uncle Albert, but there's no one left at home, and I believe I'm gonna rain." So I'm not sure who Uncle Albert is, but he's apologizing for causing him any pain. I don't know if Uncle Albert is like a British Uncle Sam. You guys will have to let me know. Maybe it's his actual uncle and he's like apologizing for like misbehaving as a child. He's also saying we, so it wasn't just him. It was like, I guess, multiple people. He said there's no one else at home, so maybe Uncle Albert got stuck watching the kids for whatever reason. And then he says, "I believe I'm gonna rain." So I don't know, maybe he's gonna cry. I honestly have no clue what this is talking about. Next verse he says, "We're so sorry, but we haven't heard a thing all day. We're so sorry, Uncle Albert, but if anything should happen, we'll be sure to give a ring." So once again, I'm still trying to figure out the angle on here. Obviously, Uncle Albert is waiting for some sort of report on something, and he's saying that we haven't heard a thing all day. So whatever he's waiting on, whatever update he's trying to hear, it hasn't happened yet. And he says, if we do hear something, we'll be sure to give you a ring. I feel like he could be telling a story from his childhood. Like he's apologizing for causing pain. So like maybe they played a prank on him or his wife or something, and something like catastrophic happened, like his aunt having a heart attack, and now they're trying to report back from the hospital. That's a bit extreme, but he said there's no one left at home, and I believe I'm gonna rain. So something like overwhelming is going on. With no context on this song, I'm just kind of having to let my imagination run wild. Definitely having to make a lot of assumptions as well. But you guys make sure to comment and let me know, what the deal is. Next verse he says, "We're so sorry, Uncle Albert, but we haven't done a bloody thing all day. We're so sorry, Uncle Albert, but the kettle's on the boil and we're so easily called away." So he's apologizing for not having made any progress on something, some sort of task. And he's kind of apologizing for his lack of attentiveness to Uncle Albert. He said, "We're so sorry, but the kettle's on the boil and we're so easily called away." So maybe that's being done purposely. They're ignoring him for some reason. Once again, I have no clue what it is. And I don't know if it's his actual uncle still. So I guess that's the end of the Uncle Albert section. Now we're going into the Admiral Halsey part. The chorus goes, "Hands across the water, heads across the sky, hands across the water, heads across the sky." So being that we're talking about an admiral here, this probably has something to do with like the military, maybe referring to going to war. He's saying get the planes up in the sky and get the ships out on the water, so the Navy and the Air Force. Next verse he says, "Admiral Halsey notified me he had to have a berth where he couldn't get to sea. I had another look and I had a cup of tea and a butter pie. The butter wouldn't melt, so I put it in the pie," all right? So obviously a bit of satire. There's almost like a double entendre here. He said the admiral told him that he had to have a berth or he couldn't get to sea. And a berth is like a ship's parking spot, and it's also like a bed on a ship. So he's saying if you don't have a bed, you can't get to sea. So I think he's saying that he's looking for a job essentially, because he's telling Paul like he needs a position on a ship, but as an admiral, you should already have your position assigned. And then Paul said, "I had another look and I had a cup of tea." So maybe he's just like looking through the papers and like drinking his tea, trying to find this guy a job. And then he's talking about butter pie. I don't really know what butter pie is. Sounds like an English thing. So obviously just kind of joking around here. Last verse I'll go over, he says, "Live a little, be a gypsy, get around, get your feet up off the ground. Live a little, get around, live a little, be a gypsy, get around, get your feet up off the ground, live a little, get around." So I guess just saying like to be free, go explore, enjoy life. Some very simple directives, but also things that people forget to do. I don't think there's any super deep meaning here. Seems like he's more so just playing around. There could be a deeper message. You guys just let me know. This is a fantastic song, very fun, great recommendation from you guys. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. And I'll catch you guys on the flip.